and welcome once again to Community Storytelling. I'm Lissa Kreisler, and we have another fabulous story to share with you from one of your neighbors, somebody who lives here in Los Gatos. His name is Terry Unter. And Terry, I'm not sure where you're from, but I love your accent.
Oh, I grew up in England.
In England.
Left there a long time ago, but I still have the accent.
So you've been a high-tech executive, and you've worked in, I don't know, China and France and...
Belgium, Canada,
on and
UK,
on and on.
Yeah, I think it's 7 countries.
I hope we're your last stop.
I am.
And
It
now,
is, yeah.
And now you're retired.
Yep.
And you're a volunteer, and you have picked one of my favorite nonprofits to work with, because I used to work very closely with the American Red Cross of Santa Clara Valley, and now here you are.
Great.
So how did they get lucky and get somebody like you?
Well, I'm not sure how lucky they are, but I retired 3 years ago, and I had always thought that I'd like to do something in the humanitarian arena once I had the time. And by coincidence, it was the year of Superstorm Sandy, and my wife and I made a donation to the Red Cross because my daughter's in-laws live in New Jersey.
Yes.
And it was a sufficient donation that they invited us to a luncheon event here in Los Gatos.
So I mean, it had a few zeros on it.
Just a couple.
Yeah, something like that.
It doesn't have to be that much. And we sat at a table with a bunch of other volunteers and the board chair, actually from the Santa Cruz chapter of the American Red Cross. And they started explaining to me what the Red Cross does in the local community, and I had no idea. Everybody knows about the Red Cross in the big events.
Right.
This event actually was a commemoration of the Loma Prieta earthquake and the earthquakes in Haiti and the big storms.
Yes.
But what I learned at that luncheon was that the Red Cross is extremely active with local disasters in the local community. And among the things I volunteer with now is what we call the Disaster Action Team, which is a group of volunteers that have an availability 24/7 to go to local disasters. And on average, we go to 3 a week, mainly home fires.
We have quite a few of them right here.
Yeah.
You know, when I was on morning radio, I can't tell you how many times I was mentioning the Red Cross because there was a fire someplace. And I knew that the Red Cross was out there without anybody telling me. But you're right, I think most people don't realize what goes on with the Red Cross and how much help they give to your neighbors.
Right, and that was what inspired me. It's easy to be involved and just give money.
Yes.
And I actually wanted to go and help people. And I still, even though I now have a lot more involvement in the management side because I'm on the board, I still go out on a regular basis to home fires and meet with the people who've just, in many cases, lost their home.
And what is it like?
And provide that initial help.
You know, I always say fires to me are one of the worst things that can ever happen. And sadly, living right here with the mountains so close by, and I mean, we're so used to fires, but it destroys your life. You know, you get out hopefully with your own life and your family's life, but what do you tell people? What is the first thing you tell people when you see them?
Well, usually they're very shocked. So our initial effort is to try and make them feel that there is somebody and an organization that cares and will help them. We provide immediate assistance for necessities, food or toiletries or medications if they've lost them in the fire. We help them get accommodation for that first 24 to 48 hours. And then we have a casework follow-up to help put them on a track to recovery. So it's getting them over that initial critical moment of stopping to feel like a victim and starting to feel like they need to take charge of their recovery.
Walk us through that real briefly. I mean, you go to a home. The home is gone. There are the people standing outside crying and in a state of shock. How do you get them to a safe place and a welcoming place?
So usually it's interesting, people often, once they are helped to focus on recovery, will take charge of it themselves. Many people know someone in the community, or if they don't, we will help them find a hotel to stay in. Sadly, most of these fires occur during the night. They're during the evening as cooking fires, or something was left burning and they happen during the night. So we will find them somewhere to go if they don't have a friend to stay with and help them get there. And then within 48 hours, certainly generally within 24 hours, we have a casework team that follows up, calls them, introduces them to a number of other great charitable organizations in the area that will provide them help. And we keep helping them until they've gone right through their full recovery.
Amazing, and that could be a while.
It can take months.
And you stay at their side. That's not even I realized how long you were helping people.
Yeah. So the initial financial assistance is immediate, but the casework follow-up can last for months.
Yes. Unbelievable. And I imagine there are times you just go home shaking your head saying, thank God we're okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think I probably remember every fire I've been to, and it's probably somewhere between 50 and 100 now.
Wow.
And it affects people differently. Fortunately, in most cases, there aren't fatalities. Sadly, we did have one in San Jose a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, we did.
But we also put a big emphasis on helping people to prepare. So one of the things we do when we go to a fire is find out if they had smoke detectors. Because it's generally the smoke that kills people.
The easiest thing in the world to go take care of.
So we now run a big campaign, and I'm quite involved in that in the Red Cross to install free smoke detectors in homes.
So 2 things that may have come out of this little talk we've had, Terry, other than our new friendship, but people who want to help and people who might know somebody who does need help. Where do they go to? How do they contact the Red Cross?
So it's very simple. Redcross.org has all of the necessary contact.
There you go.
You know, we're always looking for volunteers, and there is a volunteer portal where people can sign up, and then they will be contacted by a human being,
right?
And brought in, and we'll explore how they can help. And it's amazing how many great volunteers we have.
Well, it's the Santa Clara Valley.
Yeah,
of course you do.
But it's like that across the country.
You're right.
And we collaborate very closely with other Red Cross chapters, not only in our region, because we've had a number of region-wide disasters in the last year, an amazing number.
Yes, too many. But it's nice to know the Red Cross is here, and that you've got people like Terry Unter, looking after you. So there you go. You can go to the redcross.org and find out either how to donate, how to help, and even earthquake preparedness, everything is on their site.
Right.
And let me remind you about our site, because I want to talk to you. As I say, everyone has a story. What's yours? And all you got to do is go to KCAT.org and introduce yourself. And hey, hopefully someday you'll be sitting in this seat right next to me. Thank you for being with us at KCAT TV 15.